guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to our very first New Makeup Monday. Really excited to be playing with the Dose of Colors iluvsarahii collab. This has been going viral on Instagram and YouTube because of the summer months. It kind of has that like tropical vibe that everybody's been going for, and it has some really fun colors in here. It was really fun to play with this. A lot of people have been doing kind of the teal, really bright, summery, vibrant looks with these, but I thought I would bring you something a little bit more smoky grunge since we're going into the fall months. And I wanted to give you a few different options that you could do with this palette, not just the blue or the gold look. And I did pair it with a really nice glossy lip, really nude, neutral. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, how this palette performs, and my first impressions, then just keep watching. Okay, so I've scooted you guys in nice and close, and I already have my face makeup and eyebrows and all of that done because we're going to be focusing on using the eyeshadow palette first. So this is what it looks like. So it has a really pretty like light pink packaging with like matte and shiny like palm trees on it, and then it of course has her name and then Dose of Colors. So you get 6 shades in here. So this is what the outside of the packaging looks like. It has kind of this palm vibe that goes with kind of the tropical theme. And then you open it up like so. You have a nice big mirror, which is covered in fingerprints, sorry. And then here are your 6 shades. And I will insert some swatches here. 2 matte shades and 4 shimmers. You have this like very well-known bluish color here, Palma. But looking at this, the first thing I notice, if you hear dogs in the background, that's because there are dogs in the background. With only 2 mattes, there's not like a ton that you can do. So I don't think this palette would have like a complete look in it for me. I mean, you can be really creative with the color combinations and stuff like that, but there's no like matte cream shade to kind of set your eye, that kind of stuff. So I do have 2 Tartelette palettes here to kind of dive into if we're missing any shades. We'll kind of supplement with that. Also, one thing I've noticed, mine came dirty. I don't know if you can see that. It looks a little bit dirty. Also, the pans here look like they're about to fall out. So packaging is not like a 10 out of 10, but hopefully the shadows will be. I've never tried Dose of Color shadows, like the pressed shadows in a palette. I've used their loose pigments and stuff like that, and I did really like them, so I'm hoping that these are equally as pigmented and blend out really smoothly. We're gonna do kind of a bold eye look since there are so many statement shadows in this palette. I've seen a lot of looks using the green color, like I said, so I think I want to play around with this black color here because I'm feeling a little bit grungy. I want to do something a little bit darker now that we're kind of transitioning out of summer. And I haven't really seen any looks using this black sparkly color here. It's really pretty. It has like purple, blue, gold, silver, green reflex in it. So I'm going to dip into my Tartelette palette, and I'm just going to take the shade Supermom just to kind of set my eye. I did set my concealer, which is what I like to use as an eye primer, with some translucent powder, but I just want to go over this with like kind of a bone shade, just to make sure that there's no tackiness, because that's really gonna make your eyeshadow skip. If you have a nice smooth base, A, you're canceling out the redness of your eyelids, and B, you're making sure that your shadows can blend really nicely. You have a nice flat space where nothing will stick. I am gonna use the 2 matte shades. I'm going to go in with this shade first, and this is Finders Keepers. It's kind of like a pinky peachy shade, and I'm just going to take that on a really fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M441, and I'm just going to kind of fluff that a little bit above the crease. This is going to be kind of my transition shade. So we're just going to do a nice gentle wash of color because we are going to be doing a lot of blending. I'm going to be adding a lot of colors, so you want to start with a nice light controlled amount so you can always add more and build as you go. So far this color is really true to what it looks like in the pan, And it's blending nicely. I really do like this as a transition shade. It's pretty. So next I'm going to take a Morphe M330 and I'm going to go into this reddish shade, which is Poquito Mas. And we're going to put this a little bit lower in the crease. And I'm going from outer to inner corner. This shade is really a lot more red than I thought it would be. I mean, it is a rusty red color in the pan, but it's coming off more like a peachy red. I'm not seeing as much of the brown undertone as I thought I would. I mean, it's still really pretty. It's just very, very warm and very red. So we might need to pull another shadow to kind of deepen it a little bit and kind of cool it down a little bit. So far, these are blending really, really nicely. So now I think we're ready to go into this black color here, which is called Loungy, and as you can see, it has a ton of really pretty reflex in it. So I'm going to go straight onto the lid with just a flat shader brush. I'm really interested to see how much pigment it has and how well the glitter sticks. So with no product at all, no Fix Plus, no glitter glue, no nothing, we're just going to put this straight on the eye just to see. It feels really chunky. So the black is pretty pigmented, but what I'm finding is that the glitter is immediately fluffing right off. None of the glitter is really sticking. So I'm thinking we're just gonna lay this down first. And then we'll go in with a glitter glue to see if we can't get some of that glitter to really stick. So I think it definitely needs like a Fix Plus or something to adhere to. I mean, most glitter shadows do. That's not an uncommon thing. So I don't really have a transition brown in this palette. So again, reaching into my Tartelette palette. And I'm going to go into the shade Multitasker. It's kind of a chocolatey brown. And I'm going to take a very precise blending brush. And we're just going to blend that black with that red shade now. Again, keeping it really, really low. We don't want to go above that crease with these dark shadows because it's going to make your eye look very closed off. It's going to make you look sleepy and like you got punched. So I am going to take a little bit more. I am going to take a little bit more of Poquito Mas just to kind of get that crease up to blending standard. I did get a decent amount of fallout right here. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just going to take a beauty blender and kind of blot that away. Definitely no complaints about the blending. I'm going to go back into Finders Keepers, this peachy pink shade, and I'm just going to smooth all of that out at the top here. Yeah, the blend on these shadows are really, really nice. That black just isn't sparkly at all. I'm really liking it so far. But I do want to try a little bit of glitter glue. This is just the Too Faced glitter glue to see if we can't get some of that black to stick. So I'm taking a really, really tiny definer brush because wherever you put this glitter glue, stuff is going to stick and it's not going to blend that well. So I'm just taking a little bit right on the brush and I'm going to pat that as close to the lash line as possible, fanning it up. Now flipping it over, I'm dipping into Loungy Oh wow, complete difference. And I'm just patting now. Do not swipe because you're gonna lose all that glitter again. Wow, you can see such a difference. I love that Too Faced glitter glue. It makes such a difference. Even with just shimmer shadows. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a black kohl liner and I'm going to line my waterline. So now I'm just going to take like a flat eyeliner brush and I'm going to go into Loungy, the black color, and I'm just going to press this into my lower lash line. So then taking the red shade again, we are going to go on a pretty precise pencil brush. Again, creating that same gradient on the lower lash line as we have on the upper lash line. And I'm connecting the outer corner as well. Then I'm going to take a really fluffy blending brush and I'm going to go into Finders Keepers again. And we're going to blend out all three of those shades together. So we're really nice and smoky under there. I'm going to add a few coats of mascara on my top lashes and a coat on my bottom lash. And I'm just using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And we are going to add falsies. This is just to make sure that everything is really nice and black. I'm going to take my Bad Gal Bang mascara for the bottom lashes. Lashes literally make the biggest difference with an eye look like this, and I chose the most obnoxious pair I could find because we really needed some volume and I wanted them to stand out against the black eyeshadow. So I did use the Lily lashes for Sephora collection in the style Miami. They're just really fluffy. I mean, you can see how long they are. They're crazy. But they stand out really nicely, and I did use a black House of Lashes glue so that way everything blended really seamlessly with the eyeshadow. So I did not purchase one of her highlighters just because I have so many highlighters and they all seemed really similar to ones I owned, and I know that I like Dose of Colors highlighters because I own them. So I knew I liked that formula already, so I didn't spend my money on that, but I did get a lip product, and I actually got a gloss because, again, I have a ton, like, the majority of my liquid lipstick collection is Dose of Colors, so I know I really like that formula and stuff, but I have never tried one of their glosses before. So I'm actually going to apply an Anastasia liquid lip, and this is in the shade Stripped. So I'm just going to quickly apply this and then we'll test out the lip gloss. Now we're going to go in with the lip gloss, and this is in the shade Barely There. So this is what it looks like. It's just like a nice pinky nude similar to my liquid lip, and it does have a pink top. Dose of Colors lipsticks usually look like this, but this one's pink to kind of match the packaging, which is really cute. It has a nice matte top. Like I said, this is in the shade Barely There, and it does have some gold reflex, so we're just going to apply this right on top of that liquid lip. It's super pigmented, but not as glossy as I usually like my lip glosses to be. It is really pretty. It is a really pretty nude gloss though. So to completely finish off this look, I know we've done lips, have our lashes on, all that stuff. We are going to go in with a brow highlight. I'm really keen to use this shell color here called Wanderlust. I want to see how that pops in the inner corner. So I'm just going to apply a little bit to the inner corner. That's really pretty. I like this color a lot. It's actually a little more pinky than I would have imagined. It has like a pink iridescence to it, but really, really pretty. And I'm gonna throw that under the brow bone as well. And I'm using a very precise brush to keep it really concentrated in the arch of my brow. Alright, so this is the final makeup look that I created using the Dose of Colors iluvsarahii Karen collab. For the most part, I really, really did enjoy the way this came out. I think the shadows were really pigmented. They blended really well. The only issue I found with this black color is you definitely need to use a glitter glue or kind of a Fix Plus or something like that so the glitter doesn't just fluff off. But once I did use my glitter glue, it really stuck nicely, and I do have some pretty sparkle there. It's different for a black. I like it, not just a regular matte black, for kind of a smoky eye. It adds kind of a fun twist. And this lip gloss was really, really pretty. Very, very pigmented. Definitely one of the more pigmented glosses I've ever used. The gold sparkle didn't really show up as much as I thought it would. You really can't see it at all, to be completely honest. But again, still really pretty shade. I would definitely wear this every day or with a bold look like this. It pairs really nicely with anything. Not as glossy as I would typically go for a lip gloss, but I do really, really enjoy it. So overall, I do think that these two products are worth the spend. I do kind of regret not getting her liquid lipsticks because the shades were really, really pretty. I believe she had like peachy, she had like a reddish flame shade, and then she had a more nude shade. So I think I definitely would have gotten those if I knew I was going to like this collab so much, but the eyeshadow palette is worth it. There's some beautiful, fun shadows in here, and like I said, really pigmented, does blend well. I would be careful, it does get very messy. This packaging isn't my favorite because it's like that papery, it's kind of that paper packaging, and my pans look like they're about to fall out, but they are still really, really good shadows, and I think it's really cute. It's travel friendly, the packaging is adorable. You can do a lot of different looks with this. You can do kind of a neutral look, just focusing on this gold shade and this kind of like shell shade, or you can do something bold like I did using the black. You can use the teal, and then you do have a transition shade and kind of a darker shade to deepen up the crease a little bit. So again, not a complete look in this palette, but you do have enough to work with.